Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Soviet Arms channel. Today we're going to talk just a little bit about the history, design, and use of the pistol we've got on the table in front of us today. And that is the Yugoslavian M57. Before we get too far into this, let's just double check, make sure this thing is unloaded. We got the magazine out of the gun. Nothing in the chamber at all. So we're good to talk about this thing. We got this from ClassicFirearms.com. Great place to get surplus firearms. Great price on it. They only had a few left when we got this one, so I feel lucky to have picked it up. Now it's a little worn. This was a service pistol for a while, so there is some discoloration on the barrel. Not that big a deal. I like stuff that's actually been used and has a little bit of a story behind it. But these were introduced back in 1957. It was a licensed produced copy of the Soviet Tokarev TT pistol. They look very, very similar. They shoot the same 7.62x25mm Tokarev ammunition. That's this necked cartridge here, which is a very potent little cartridge. They go upwards of 1900 feet per minute. Very, very hot. Get a nice muzzle flash out of the gun when you shoot it. It takes you back in time. But they were introduced in 1957. They served all the way up to 1992 with the Yugoslavian People's Army, so they had this for a long time. Similar in design to the U.S. Model 1911 pistol. It's a single action only Browning design, which it also served a long time in the U.S. Military. So, you know, if something's built well and it's not broken, don't fix it. The difference between this one and the Soviet TT model mainly is the length of the grip. These Yugoslavian models had a little bit longer grip to accommodate a 9-round magazine versus an 8-round magazine in the Soviet models. They're actually still made today. Back in 1970, they started producing these also in 9mm, and they continue today. It's been a very popular pistol. But let's talk about this one. This one, from what I can tell on the serial number, it is a 1970 pistol. If I'm wrong, somebody please correct me. It's hard to find data about how to actually date these. But from what I can tell, it's a 1970 with the M prefix on the slide and frame here. Very nice pistols. On the other side, of course, you have 7.62mm M57. You can see that right there. Manufactured at the Zastava plant in Yugoslavia. It's also noted on here. And then, of course, your import markings up here on the top. Now, when these were imported, our wonderful government mandated that a safety be added to these. So this one has the safety right down here. I've seen a couple of them with it up here. Been some with it up here. This one's a little bit less obtrusive than the ones that I've seen up here on the slide where they have to grind it out and put a big safety up there. But anyway, enough about our wonderful government and what they do with imported firearms. They are single action only. It's a very Browning-like design on these. In fact, we'll take this one apart and take a look at the inside of it. If you notice on the outside over here, there's a clip. Just slide that back. Since this one had been in service for so long, it's a little loose, comes apart easily. If you have one that's a little tighter, you can use a block of wood or something, small screwdriver to pop that back. And what that does is that will allow us to pull out the slide stop. So if we pull this out, then we are able to slide the slide right off the frame. So very simple to take apart. The trigger and hammer assembly will pull right out of these guns as well, which is kind of a unique thing, makes for easy fixes in the field. You have a captured recoil spring down here that pulls out. Now it is an articulated spring. I've heard a lot of people think that when they pull this out that they've broken it somehow, but it is articulated to be able to get that thing out of there. It is a swinging link design on the barrel. You do have, slide that down, and then the barrel should come right out the front. So very, very Browning-like, isn't it? Putting it back together is just as simple. Barrel slides back through. If you're paying attention to what you're doing and not the camera, put it in the right way. That slides down. Put our bushing back on the front. Get that locked back in. There we go. Recoil spring goes back in. With the articulation to the point where you can get that back behind that swinging link. There we go. Slide goes back on. Recoil or slide stop goes back in. Don't forget your clip. And we're good to go. So, very nice little pistols, fun to shoot. Hopefully our next video we'll have this one out on the range. We'll do some range testing with it. We just got this, so it's still got oil all over it. We got to clean it up a little bit, double check everything, make sure it's all okay, and then we'll take it out to the range and shoot it. Thanks again for tuning into the Soviet Arms channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you have any questions, ask them below. Be happy to talk to you. And have a great day, and we'll see you guys next time.